What is the phase diagram? The phase diagram can be seen in the right, in the picture. It is a figure. And in the bottom, you will have the compositions. And in the vertical, you will have temperature. So this is basically, for example, if you are in the cafe, if you are a bartender, if you want to make a good hot chocolate, for example, at home, you want to make a good hot chocolate and vanilla. This is the recipes. You have to understand. This is the recipe to make hot chocolate from vanilla. So again, for example, in the vertical axis, you have scale 0. It means in here, the chocolate is 0. And on the right, in the end of the rack, you will have 100 chocolate. When chocolate is 0, it means 100% vanilla. So it is kind of mixture. For example, if 25% chocolate, it means 70% it is vanilla. What can you see from here? Okay, if you have 25, I will use a pointer. So, for example,
Excuse me, Mas. You haven't shared your screen yet.
really? Oh my gosh. Okay. Ah, and so really, I didn't share my screen. Okay, sorry. I already talked very much, but okay. Okay, guys, I will discuss about binary and ternary diagram. This is important diagram. It's kind of recipes, book of recipes for metallurgists. And because this is only 2 hours, so I will just explain or give you about introduction. Before that, what is the phase diagram? Can you see the figures, guys? Can you see? This is
Yes.
basically the form of the phase diagram. What is this? It is a figure. It is a graph. In the bottom of the graph, you will have a composition, and in the vertical, you will have temperature. So this is basically the recipes that a bartender in cafe use to make a good hot chocolate vanilla drink for you. So let's see this diagram. So basically, this is the diagram. This is recipes. So for example, this is vanilla and chocolate phase diagram. 0 means 0 chocolate, but 100% vanilla. 100 means 100% chocolate, but 0 vanilla. 20 meaning 20% of chocolate. If it is 20%, so the rest is 80%. So it is 80% of vanilla. So I will ask you, if you have 20% of chocolate and you bring that mixture, 20% chocolate and 80% of vanilla, for example, to the top, for example, this is the temperature, here is 57 degree. So when you bring it to 65 degree, which is in here, what will you have? In which area you are? In area what color? In the area of hot chocolate. So 20% chocolate, you bring it up to the temperature in the left, it is 60 in here. So you are in the region of pink, it is hot chocolate. So you will have hot chocolate. What happened? It is still the same composition. You have a mixture, for example, 20 gram chocolate and 80 gram vanilla. You mix in the glass and then heat it to, for example, this vertical line is 40 degrees Celsius to 45. So you are in the region of yellow. It means you have vanilla, malt, and chocolate. So you have liquid and chocolate floating. So basically, just by seeing a diagram like this, you will know what will you have if you mix something and bring it to certain temperature. You will not only have what kind of compound, what kind of, like this, in this case is chocolate, what will you have, but it is also the composition. So it is recipes. Okay, now I am increasing the content of the chocolate. For example, 40% of chocolate and 60% of vanilla, and I bring it to 45 degrees. So you will be in the blue zone. It is chocolate malt and chocolate. So you will have drink, it is dark, it is liquid, and something floating in there. So because you are in the green area, it is two things, chocolate and chocolate. But if you heat it up at higher temperature above 60, you are in the pink area, it is only hot chocolate. So the colors here telling what you have. Pink in the top, you only have hot chocolate. It is one phase. In the yellow one, you have two phase, two things. It is vanilla, malt, and chocolate. So this is the phase diagram. This diagram, again, telling you what will you have, and it is what the composition also. So what happened if we change the vanilla with iron, with silica? So then we are not a bartender, but we are metallurgist or chemist. Basically, vanilla is also a chemical compound. Silica, iron, nickel is also chemical. So basically, phase diagram is a simple food recipe for metallurgists to make a good slag, good alloys, and etc. So, any question from this? Again, horizontal is in the bottom is composition, and the vertical is temperature. So, any questions? Okay, next. So, what is this course about? So, today I will tell you how to read the recipes, the phase diagram, and how to make good food. I should put the mark also in the food because it is not food from them. Okay, this is the examples of the phase diagram that you will see in the next class, or if you are metallurgist in industry, you will have these recipes. On the left, we don't have vanilla and chocolate anymore, but we have magnesia, it is magnesium oxide, and also silica in the right. And then you mix them at different concentration, and then you heat. The vertical is temperature at certain temperature, and you will have different phase. This is the example in the left. If you are working in the nickel industry in Sulawesi, where we produce nickel from nickel laterite, it is important to see this phase diagram. If you blend different ore, you have to make sure that the ore, it is located in this point, in the lowest liquid point here. Why? If your mixture, for example, here in the middle, it is around 50% silica and 50% magnesia. It means the melting temperature is around 150 centigrade. So you don't need very high temperature to melt the ore. So this is the recipes again. And also, and in this right diagram, it is called binary diagram because you only have two component, two material, MgO and SiO2. And if you have three component, for example, here you have silica, you have iron oxide, and also wustite. And then you will have ternary diagram. This is ternary diagram at one temperature. This is at 1000 at 1523 Kelvin. It is called isothermal section. It means at one temperature. So this is also recipes. PK use this. I take it from PK paper. PK use this to predict what is the best slag composition that will give you oxide liquid. For example, in the gray area, your composition of the slag or your mixture have to be located in this region. So how to know that? How much use this diagram? So I will explain you how to make this diagram. Sorry, how to read this diagram and how to interpret this diagram. Any questions? Okay. So this is basically the use of the phase diagram. It can be used in many applications in ceramic industry, in a steel industry, alloy, and because today this class is about sustainable metal production. For example, if we talk about the processing of material, this is the use of the phase diagram. It can be used to predict what compounds, its amount, and its compositions if a mixture is heated or cooled. Also, it can be used to predict the melting temperature of specifically it called liquidus temperature of a mixture, because if you have mixture and you want to smelt this, you have to know what temperature, at what temperature the mixture will melt. It is called liquidus temperature. It is very important in smelting. And also, of course, by seeing the phase diagram, you will know the best mixture for certain process. First, I want to introduce you to the binary phase diagram. So, what is binary? Binary is mean two. You will have two components. In this case, you will have A and B. Okay, so A and B is the composition. It is a variable. Temperature is on the vertical. It is still the variable. How about the pressure? If we don't specify the pressure, we will have three-dimensional diagram like this. So if we cut in the left, you will see that there is a 3 dimensions of the diagram. It is have two components. In this case, we have A and B, the component or the compound, and it is variable. And in the vertical, we have temperature, and it is variable. And if the pressure is still variable, and then you will have this 3-dimensional diagram. But if we specify the pressure, for example, at 1 atmosphere, because a lot of process it operate at 1 bar like this in this atmosphere pressure. So usually most of the phase diagram in the book, it is made at 1 atmosphere pressure. So if we cut the left diagram, ternary binary diagram, to 1 atmosphere pressure, we will have this picture. A is the 100% A. B here in the left is 100% B. It is the arrow telling you the concentration of B, and the vertical is the temperature. And this is the region. We have liquid region, B plus A region, liquid plus A region, and also we have liquid plus B region. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 regions. Liquid plus A region, sometimes it is called primary phase field of A. Liquid plus B, it's sometimes called primary phase field of B. But I will tell you later. So basically from this slide, you know, okay, this is binary diagram. It is diagram by its two component A and B at 1 atmospheric pressure, and then the vertical line is the temperature. So before that, because we will use a lot of specific terms in the diagram. So I will explain you one by one some terms and then S definitions that will be used in the next discussion. It is systems, it is phase, it is component, it is equilibrium, it is liquidus, solidus, eutectic, Thailand, and Levereux. Actually, there's still a lot of things, but these 2 hours course will not able to cover all. System, what is systems? Systems is a part of universe that we that under our consideration that we evaluate. Sometimes if we use word system in the phase diagram, it is used simply to refer, for example, if we have binary diagram of MgO and SiO2, sometimes we call it the phase diagram in the system of MgO and SiO2. So those, when referring the system MgO, SiO2, it means we are interested to evaluate, to study in the range of the composition between MgO and SiO2. So in this region, in the range of composition. So simply system, if we use it in the phase diagram, it can be used, or it usually come with word component, in this case MgO and SiO2. For example, this phase diagram can be said as the phase diagram of MgO and SiO2 system. Okay, because MgO and SiO2, it is a small part of universe under our consideration that we are evaluate. Okay, any questions? So if we talk about MgO and SiO2 systems, so it means we also talk about the compound between these 2 components. For example, it is MgSiO3, Mg2SiO4. It is in between this line in the figure. Any questions? Okay, phase. What is the phase? When we are in the primary school, we all our teacher only tell us about solid phase, liquid phase, and gas phase. Water is the example of liquid phase. If you have wood computer in front of you, it is a solid phase. The air, it is gas phase. But in metallurgy, if a solid, okay, if it is a solid but have different crystal structure, we consider it as a different phase. So what is a phase? Phase is a homogeneous portion of a system that has uniform physical and chemical characteristic. So if you talk about the water in the glass, or juice in your glass, or seawater is homogeneous. For example, it is one phase, and above the sea there is air. It is another phase. It is gas phase. So in this case, for example, in the phase diagram on the left, different compound, of course, it is different phase, although it is a solid. So in metallurgy, in the phase diagram, we have to specify what solid. In this case, we have 2 solid. For example, in this region, we have MgO and Mg2SiO3. This is solid phase, and this is 2 phase. First phase is MgO, another phase is Mg2SiO4. How about silica? Silica, SiO2, it is a phase. At low temperature, it is called quartz. But if you heat the silica at higher temperature, you still have the silica, but the crystal structure will be different with SiO2 at low temperature. So it is different phase. For example, at low temperature, it is called quartz. At higher temperature, for example, you will have silica, it is called tridymite. So again here, solid material with the same chemical formula but have different crystal structure are different phases. Solid material with different chemical formula are different phases. So we have liquid here, and then MgO is another phase. So this is two-phase region, two-phase regions, two-phase region. Any questions about the definition of phases? Any questions?
Hello, Pak Imam.
Yes.
My
I
name
like this.
is
If you
Shakil.
have questions like this, I'm so happy. Yes.
My name is Shakil. I'm from Indonesia.
Yeah.
If you take a look on the phase diagram on MgO and silica dioxide,
Yes.
above the temperature of 1800, we can see there are about three different things. First, MgO plus liquid. Second, liquid, and the third is two liquids. Can you please
Yes.
explain more about the difference between those three things? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. What's your name?
Shakil.
Yeah, Sakil. Basically, I still don't go to that part because it is telling you about the region. So, Sakil, do you see my point? My pointer here.
Yes.
Can you state how much silica? Just estimate here. Here the silica is 0. Here silica is 100%. And in this area, what is the silica?
Maybe
Just
about
estimate.
15%.
Yeah, 15%.
15%.
And then you heat at, for example, 2050 to here.
It's gonna be liquid, I think.
In here, look my pointer now. You
Oh.
are in here initially, and then you heat, and
Okay.
you bring this to this. The temperature is in here, for example, above 800, and this 800, 1850, say at 1860, it is in here, right?
Yes.
You heat it. What will you have?
MgO plus liquid, but I
Liquid.
don't see the silica.
Yes,
Is it gone?
exactly. You will not have silica anymore because when you heat your composition here, 15% silica above 1850 in here, you are in the region of MgO and liquid. You don't have silica crystal. But in the liquid, basically you still have silica, but you have phase MgO and liquid. You don't have SO to solid. Agree? Okay.
Agree.
Let's select the composition in the middle, Shakil. In here, how much it is?
The silica is gonna be 50%.
50%. And then you heat. You put in the furnace very hot, and the temperature in the furnace is, for example, at 1800. It is in here. What will you have?
Liquid.
Yes,
But I
because you
don't
are in
know
the
the
green
silica.
liquid. So you will have only one phase, right? Liquid.
Yes.
When it is low, here 15, you heat above 800 NCT, you have not only liquid but solid MgO, right?
Yes.
So now you have the difference. You know the difference. Okay, now in here at 80, here in the middle here, can you see my pointer here?
Yes.
What is the composition is? Just estimate.
Maybe 90%.
Yes.
Of
Not
silica.
in here, 80, okay? And then
Oh,
you
80.
heat your mixture. So you are in the lab, you have MgO, you have silica, and then you mix, you weigh, for example, 75 gram silica and then 25 gram magnesium, and then you heat it in the furnace to, for example, in here at 1800, what will you have?
Both gonna be liquids.
You will have liquid, but it is two liquid. It is like water and oil. Water is liquid, oil is liquid, but it is different phase. although it is liquid, but it is have a uniform and it is very have separations. Okay, it is have, you will have two liquid. It is like water and oil. Understand?
Understand.
So now you know the one of the use of the phase diagram, right? So you can predict the recipes. Is imagine it is like a chocolate. MgO vanilla, SiO2 is chocolate, and then you heat your mixture 75% of chocolate to high temperature, you will have two liquid that not mixed together. Maybe you have white floating above the brown things, and you can have that. Okay. Thank you, Sakil.
Okay,
I like
thank you,
this
Pak.
kind of this. Yeah, I like this kind of discussion. Okay. So phase, you know the phase. Phase is liquid, solid, and etc. Components. What is component? If we consider again, look at the phase diagram. We have MgO and SiO2. This diagram, this system can be described or can be expressed by the smallest number of component is 2, which is MgO and SiO2, or the element or the mixture or the compound that the smallest different compound that you can select to make this diagram is 2, which is MgO and SiO2. How about 3? What is 3? I can make this mixture by mixing 3 elements: Mg, magnesium, silica, and I also give the oxygen. I have 3. Yes, you can make it with that 3 things, but it is not the smallest. If you can only use 2 things, why you have to select 3 things? Okay, it is the smallest number of independently variable of chemical constituent necessary and sufficient to express the composition of its phase. So if I have liquid, okay, I just express with 2 things, with MgO and SiO2. Well, you can still express that with 3 things: Mg, oxygen, and silicon, but that's still not the smallest. If you can just say the composition with 2 things, why don't use that? So it means the component in this phase diagram is 2. Any question from here? It is the smallest number of chemical constituent. Again, it is chemical constituent. It is a compound. Okay?
Hello,
Yes,
I'm
I
Daniel.
love
I
this.
want to ask.
Yes, Daniel.
I'm a material scientist, not a metallurgist, so I'm not familiar with the compound phase diagram. So I want to ask, will there be
Yes.
some segregation such as scoring or metastable phase, such as Martensite, that will appear if the solidification is not equilibrium? Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Basically, this is, if you see the Callister book, it is material science. So this phase diagram is also used extensively in your material science area. So this is oxide, solid oxide, also material. Still, in steel making, you need the phase diagram of carbon and iron, right? Daniel, agree? It is similar thing. You just change Mg with iron. You just change silica with carbon. Again, this phase diagram is construct based on equilibrium conditions. It means when all reaction is stopped. If you talk about martensite, it is you quench it and it is not in equilibrium condition. So it is metastable phase, like you said. I mean, I think you say about something metastable. metastable is not stable, right? Equilibrium is the stable condition, the final condition. So the phase diagram slightly different. So there is a phase diagram for metastable base. I agree with you, but in this course, we will discuss only about the phase diagram in equilibrium condition. Do you get my point?
Thank you.
Yes. But basically the rule is the same if you have the phase diagram for carbon iron in material science. Okay, next. This one, Daniel, this is what we're talking about. The phase diagram we will discuss in the equilibrium condition. It is equilibrium phase diagram. So what is equilibrium? So equilibrium system or the condition that will we evaluate, this all phase diagram, this prediction, this calculation is based on the equilibrium condition. If you mix something, magnesia, silica, and heat it at high temperature, so in equilibrium condition, when all reactions stop, you will see something that can be seen in the phase diagram. Okay, what is the equilibrium condition? The property of the system does not change with time. For example, the concentrations, the activity, doesn't change with time. So it will remain same if it is reached equilibrium. Also, the condition, the final condition that you want to get, it can be obtained from different initial mixture. For example, if you want to have one liquid in here, you can see my pointer, you can start with MgO and silica, or you can start with the MgSeO3 with silica, and the result have to be the same. So that's the equilibrium. So again, the phase diagram we're gonna talking about is the phase diagram at equilibrium conditions. Okay, this is other terms. Liquidus and solidus. What is liquidus? What is the solidus? Okay, I need a volunteer here. Who is the first student who asked me? I forgot the name.
Pak.
Who want? Hello?
Halo, Pak.
Yeah?
It's Shakil.
Yes, Akil, do you want to help me and become my volunteer, Daniel?
Oh, yeah,
Shakil,
sure.
sorry, Shakil. Okay. Shakil, for example, you can you see my pointer here?
Yes.
Okay. If you hit this, maybe it is around 40% of silica, right?
Yes.
And then you heat it to, for example, above 1800, say in the liquid phase, in the green area, okay?
Yes.
This pointer, it
Yes.
is in the liquid area. Okay, now we cool this liquid, I mean, because you are in here in the liquid, and then you cool it down, and you will touch a line here. Do you see here? This
Yes.
line? When you touch this line, for example, let's say this one, Shakil. Let's say this is 55, for example. Okay, you heat this, you are in the green area, and then you cool it down. When you cool down, you will touch this green line, right? Shakil?
Yes.
Okay. When you touch this green line, at this temperature, when you touch this, I don't know what is temperature here. If you touch this line at particular temperature, a solid will start to form. If I ask you, what solid here?
I think it's the silica.
Yeah, because why? Because you touch this one. This is the field or sawah in Indonesia. Because when you cool down this, you will touch the area of SiO2 plus liquid. So when you touch this green line, it means SiO2 will start to form. And when you are inside this area, when you cool down continuously, you will in the area of SiO2 plus liquid. So you have silica, of course. But when is silica start to form? It start to form in this green line. This green line is called liquidus. What is liquidus? Liquidus mean when you have a fully liquid mixture, that liquidus, a solid start to form. It is liquidus. The opposite, if you have a mixed solid mixture and then you heat it, when you touch a liquidus line, it means all solid start to disappear when you heat it. So it's like a boundary. Okay, then you cool down and then you find of SiO2 plus liquid. What happened in this this blue line? It is 1543. When you are cooling below at below 15 and 43, what happened with the liquid, Shakil?
The liquid, which is magnesium, will be changed into a solid.
Or in other words, when you are below this blue line, 1543, this is the region of MgO, SiO2, MgSeO3 plus silica. There is no more liquid here. You can see?
Yes. Yes.
Above 1543, you still have liquid. Agree?
Agree.
So solidus basically the boundary or the line at which when you lowering temperature of the mixture, all liquid will disappear. In here you have liquid, below this you have no liquid. So this is the solidus. Okay, solidus mean all will become solid below that. Liquidus, all will become liquid above that. Remember, liquidus, all will be liquid above that. Solidus, all will be liquid below that. In the left, this is the alloy. If you want to make an alloy, I don't know, maybe silver, gold alloy. In the metal alloy, this is a common phase diagram. It is like this. So blue line is a solidus line. Why? Below this blue line, all is solid. Green line is liquidus line because above this all is liquid. From this slide, any questions, everybody? Okay. Next, eutectic. What is eutectic? Eutectics, you can check in the Google, it's always referred to the lowest temperature. So if you see, so you can see here some liquid line, the green, it is decreasing and then decreasing again. And the lowest temperature of the liquidus line here, it is in A2. Okay. If you move from the right to the left meaning increasing the magnesia content or decreasing silica content, because to the right it is increasing silica, to the left it means decreasing silica content. You can see the liquidus line here. If you reducing the silica content, the liquidus line will decreasing. All the melting temperature will be decreasing here, and then it's going up again. So the point where the liquid melts at the lowest temperature. Here is the lowest because it will increase again. This point is called eutectic. And increasing again. This is also eutectic because it is decrease and then increase. In the metal production, what is the importance of eutectics? I will discuss you later. For example, in the case of the blending of magnesia and silica, because if you are working in Sulawesi and then you will have ore with different magnesia and silica content, if you want to blend, your blending result have to be located as close as to eutectic. Why? Because this is the lowest melting point. You can see here. For example, it is around 60% of silica. If I heat it above eutectic temperature, this is the eutectic temperature, 1543, all is liquid. So all is melting. You don't need higher temperature. But if the magnesia is decreasing, if the magnesia is increasing or the silica is decreasing, for example, is in here, you have 25% of silica, you can see the liquidus temperature or liquidus line is very high. So you need very high temperature to transform your mixture to become full liquid. So eutectic temperature is very important for metallurgists. Any question from this? So what happened in eutectic number 2, for example here, if you have a liquid at higher temperature and then cool it to lower temperature, at eutectic, all liquid, if you decrease at below the eutectic, all liquid will become solid. For example, at A2, liquid will be changed to MgSeO3 and SeO2. Why? Because if you decrease, you can see my pointer here, decrease, you will in the region of MgSeO3 plus SeO2. Any question from this? Okay. Okay, tie lines. What is tie lines? Line, it is a line. What is tie lines? Okay, the ref in the right, you see the phase diagram, and then you see many area here, square, green. Tie line is a line that is constructed horizontally in two phase regions. You can see here. This is the region of SeO2 plus liquid. If I construct a line in this region, you can see here the red line, and the line is ended at the boundary here, you cannot construct the line crossing this liquidus line. If the line, it is horizontal, it is in the two-phase region, and it is end up in the left and in the right on the boundary. Is the boundary in the left in the liquidus, and the boundary on the right is the silica line. So it is tie line. Can I draw tie line above this in the two liquids area? Yes, you can draw a tie line. It starts from here to the right and end up in the liquidus line on the right. So you can always write the tie line. What is the tie line used for? Why I draw a tie line? I will explain later. It is very useful to be used to calculate how much the phase and then what is the phase concentrations. So we will use a tie line. Any question from this? Okay?
Sorry, Mr. Imam, I want to ask, what phase would it
Yes.
be at above number 1557? Because there's no
15.
notes
Okay.
above
Yeah.
it.
For
What
example,
phase?
in here, I will tell you later. I actually remove this. I will tell you later and teach you how to fill and to mark this area. We have a small area. It's like this is my home. This is your home. This is the what it is. It's called the what is it is. It is the gate, or it is pagar in Indonesia. So you have this is my field, this is my friend field, and this is like garden, and it is there is a boundary between them. Okay, I will thank you, Rosa. I will tell you later. So Thailand first. Now I will move. Now this is the most important part: diagram interpretation, or how to read the phase diagram. Now this is the most important part. So please follow my explanation carefully. Okay. Who just asked the question, Rosa? What's the name?
Yeah, my name is Rosa.
Okay, Rosa. Good, Rosa. Now we are moving to the phase table inside a region. If this is your home, who stay in this region? For example, MGO plus MG2SEO4 is staying in this room. In another room in here, it is two people here, MG2SEO4 and MGSEO3. There is a couple here. Okay, this is wife and this may be the husband, and also there is someone has a very big square home here. It is still two people here. It is MGSEO3 plus SEO2, and then we are going to this region. Okay, there is a yard here, very nice yard, very nice garden. It is belong still two persons because there is two liquid. This is belong this two person. How about why? This is Rosa questions. So before that, there is a rule here. Compound, it can melt. It can melt with two process. It can melt congruently or it's incongruently. So if you have something and you heat it, that compound at higher temperature, what will you have? It will become liquid, okay? So at higher temperatures, the phase is usually liquid, okay? But there is some compound that melt congruently. What is congruently? You can see here, Mg2SeO4, the first blue vertical line. If you hit Mg2SeO4, this dot is describing Mg2SeO4, and another pink dot is MgSeO3. Let's see to the Mg2SeO4 here, the first pink dot. If you hit this compound, hit more, up. At this point, it is directly to the fully liquid area. It means directly to change to the liquid. But what happened with MgSeO3? When you heat it, it is not melt directly to one phase liquid, but it is going to Y region. It is heating the garden of Y. The garden of Y, I will tell you later, it is solid and liquid. The MgSE3 line, this is not directly jumping to liquid area. It means MgSeO3 is melt incongruently. MgSeO4, it is melt congruently because it is directly transferred to the liquid area. Okay, so now first rule, at high temperature, the stable phase are liquid. So you will see the green, the liquid is normally at above of the phase diagram. So you know now, you now know why the liquid is always in the above of the phase diagram, because everything is, we heat it, it become liquid. After that, it is the rule to fill the people inside the board, and then check left and the right boundary. Rosa, can you see the Y area here?
Yes.
On the left, what is this line?
This solidus line.
This is what compound this is. You can see in the bottom here.
Mg2SeO4.
Yes. So you can see here, this vertical line is MgO line here. Here the MgO pure, so this is the line of MgO. On the right, top on the right, it is SeO2. So this is vertical line, is vertical line of SeO2 compound. So this dot is the location of Mg2SeO4. So this vertical line is Mg2SeO4. How about in the left? What phase is in the left? It is, sorry, in the right. So on the left, you hit the vertical line, and on the right, you hit what line here? Yes. So Y is, what is in the right? Mg2SeO4. And on the right, sorry, in the left is Mg2SeO4, and on the right is liquid. So Y is the area of Mg2SeO4 and the liquid. Why? Because in the left, you hit this vertical line of Mg2SeO4, and on the right, you hitting the liquidus line. So Y is the regions, or it is belong to liquid and Mg2SeO4. The Y is also called primary phase field of Mg2SeO4. From here, any questions? So I have question. Now I ask question to the student. If correct, I will give you 50K Gojek voucher. Okay. The question is, you can see the pointer, my pointer here. So just say your name and then answer my question. Why this room or this area is marked by SeO2 plus liquid? Simple questions. Who want to answer?
Hello, Mas Imam.
Yes. What's your name?
I want to try to answer you.
Yes.
My name is Faza.
Yes.
Because on the right side,
Yeah.
there's a line SeO2, and then on the
Yes.
left side, there is a liquid dose line.
Yes.
So
Correct.
the fields
Yes.
contain SeO2 plus liquid.
Yes, Faza. You can direct message me in the email your phone number of your Gojek. I will give you 50K. Okay, so you can buy a drink. Thank you. So that's the way.
Okay, thank you,
So
Mas
now
Imam.
you are the reasons. So you know the reason why this is this room, the square room is belong to MgSeO3 plus SeO2, because on the left it is hitting the line, this one MgSeO3, and on the right it is the border of SeO2. So this is the rule. So firstly, you have to mark each phase in each area. It is, first thing is marking. This room is belong to whom? This room is belong to whom? There is two couple here, two couple. Who is the couple? In this one is Mg. SiO3 plus SiO2. Next, any questions?
Hello,
Okay. Yes.
I'm Daniel. I want to ask, in Mg2SiO4 isoplat line, is there any specific name for this line? Because below 1557, it looks like a sulfus line, but above this temperature, it looks like a sulfus line. Thank you.
This one, you mean 1557?
No, isoplat Mg2SiO4.
MgO-SiO4. This
The
line.
straight line Mg2SiO4.
Oh, this is you just call as the compound. It is like the vertical line like MgO and SiO2.
Oh, so there is no specific name because below 1557 looks like sulfus, but above this temperatures looks like solidus.
No, the straight line, right? This one, the vertical line, right?
Yeah.
MgO-SiO4. Yeah. This is just a cone line here. Vertical
Okay.
line normally is describing the compound or the chemical composition, or like you said, isoplat. Iso mean one plat is composition. So this isoplat line, like you said, this is the line of the compound.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Good questions. Okay. After you know how to mark, this is still a blind map. There is no mark in this room, okay? But you have to know how to mark this because I already teach you. So this region must be MgO plus liquid, because on the left it is the MgO line, and on the right, and this is liquid. So this is above this is always a liquid. So this is the MgO plus liquid. Okay. We only draw a tie line. For example, if I have a case, for example, if I have X mixture here and I heat it to here, the temperature is A accent here, the A accent, X accent, and B accent. And if I heat it to X accent, the temperature is here. It is in the two region area. It is belongs to MgO plus liquid. It means you will have two phase. First phase is MgO, the second phase is liquid. You draw the tie line here. Okay. And then after that, if you hit the boundary line here, is liquidus, and then just draw a vertical line to the bottom. Okay. And then draw again vertical to the bottom. So this is the way how to read the composition of the phases formed at the temperature selected here, A accent. For example, if you have X mixture and then you bring it to the temperature in here, because in here is two region, you will have two phases. Sorry, because in this region you will have two phases. Draw a tie line. It is hit in the B accent on the right, and it's hit the A accent on the left, and then make the arrow to the bottom to the scale, and then B, if the composition of the first phase, E is the composition of the second phase at higher temperature. Okay. Now let's read it. Okay. Who want to be a volunteer again? Who want to be a volunteer? Someone want to be a volunteer to help me? Want to be a volunteer? Hello, guys. Who want to be a volunteer? Someone? Okay, who is the first student? Zakil, what's the name? Are you still there? Yes, Zakil. Do you want to help me? Okay.
Yes, sure.
Okay. Okay, let's see. You have X mixture here. This is the phase diagram of MgO and SeO3, SeO2 still, what is the X composition? It is around 10%, right, Shakil? Do you see here X?
Yes, 10%.
Yeah. And then you bring it to temperature of 2100. It is A. AXN, this is 2000, the temperature. This
Yes.
is 2200. So in the between of them, it is AXN, it is 2100. Okay. You will have X action. X is the initial mixture, and you will have the X action. It is the location now your mixture. It is in which region? It is in Ture region. This is in the room of this. This is in the field of this. This is in this home. This home, this boundary, it is belong to MgO plus liquid, because X action in these two region, you will have two phase. Okay. According to the rule, okay, the length of the tie line, again, you are in the X axis, and then you draw a line. The length of the all tie line from A to B axis, it is also telling you total mole or total mass. If the phase diagram is in the gram, the length of mass and to BXN. So AXN, there's two part here, left part and the right part. It is telling you also two phase. This is belong to one phase. This is belong to the another phase. So the shorter phase, it is belong to the liquid, because it is located far from the liquid phase. And the X action, B action, it is belong to the MgO, because it is in the far way of the MgO. MgO is in the lab. So if I ask you, what is the percentage of the liquid? It means the mass of liquid divided by the mass of total. What is the mass of total? The mass of total is represented by the total length of the tie line, and the mass of the liquid is represented by the length of the liquid line. This is the liquid line. So it means the liquid mass fraction is AXN X action divided by all the tie line, the length of the tie line. It is AXN to B. So the weight percent of the liquid is AXN X action divided by AXN per B. The liquid, the tie line, the line of liquid, and AXN BXN is the total of liquid. And the rest, AXN BXN is the fraction of the solid. Okay, that's the fraction. The fraction is computed by the Lever rule. That rule is called Lever rule. What is the A and B telling you? Because I asked you to draw a composition to the bottom here, the purple line, and it's telling you the composition of the liquid. So then in the X, you have a liquid and solid. The liquid, the composition is in here, and the solid, the composition is in the A axis. So now, by seeing the phase diagram, you can calculate how much solid, how much liquid, and its compositions. So the B is the liquid composition. So your liquids containing here, for example, it is 35 of silica. And the solid composition is A. A is 100% magnesia or zero silica. From here, any questions? Any questions? Okay. Example here. Hey, now let's back to the bartender recipe. Now imagining you are the chef. Okay, first questions. I have a mixture, 5 gram chocolate, and then I mix it with 75 grams of vanilla. For information, guys, vanilla is one of the very unique plantation from Indonesia. It is a bean, you know, it is bean, and it is very expensive. For example, you have a vanilla tree in your garden, and also it is chocolate. Chocolate is also Indonesian typical tree. Behind my home, there are a lot of chocolate tree. So basically, I can make vanilla and chocolate by picking the chocolate fruit, and then I take the seed and then dry in the yard. I will have a chocolate. And also vanilla. Vanilla can easily grow in Indonesia. Okay, let's now, I want to make a chocolate and vanilla drink, and I mix it. I make it from 35 grams of chocolate and 70 grams vanilla by using this phase diagram. Please see this. I mix 100-gram mixture, again, 100-gram mixture containing 35 gram vanilla and 35 gram chocolate and 75 gram vanilla, and then I heat it in stove or in the hot pot to 65 degree. What I will have? Who can help me? Who can answer? I will give you 50K Gojek voucher.
Hello,
Yes, who is it?
my name is Rati.
Yes, Rati, what will you have? Can you help me?
Okay, in my opinion, if you heat the vanilla and chocolate above 65 degrees Celsius, get hot chocolate, and if you heat it up above 45 Celsius, you will get chocolate malt and chocolate mixture.
Okay, let's see it here. This is the picture, right? Firstly put your pointer at the composition you have. 35 grams chocolate. Where it is in here? Okay, everyone can see my pointer. 35 chocolate, and then you bring it to 65. It's in the pink area, right? Sorry, who is the just answer?
Hot chocolate, sir.
Yeah, yes, hot chocolate. What? Yeah, Rati.
Oh,
Rati, don't
Rati,
forget
yes, yes.
to email your Gojek number, okay? So you have hot chocolate. Why? Because at 65, you are in the pink region. It is hot chocolate region. But if you heat it to 45, it is in the green here. You have the area chocolate, malt, and chocolate. So this is basically what will happen to you. Okay. Look at this. This is Rati answer. You are correct. So thank you. So just message me the Gojek number. So this is 35 here, and then you bring this. So you are in the X region, in the pink. It is one phase. It is hot chocolate. You will have one phase. It is hot chocolate. Hot chocolate like this, fully liquid. Okay, this is your spoon. This is the hot chocolate. This is there is some bread here. And then B, look, 35, you heat it to 45 degree. It is in here, in the green region. It is chocolate, malt, and chocolate. This is what you have. You will have liquid chocolate and then solid chocolate. The liquid, it is chocolate malt and then solid chocolate. See the solid chocolate. You have two phases here. You can see in the glass here. You have liquid and solid. This is the solid phase. The solid phase is chocolate and the liquid phase is chocolate malt. If so, in another word, this is the picture. You have this one is the liquid chocolate, and then you have some pieces of solid chocolate. Further questions. Okay, I have chocolate malt. It is still a chocolate. If I ask more question or further question, in the chocolate malt, how much chocolate it is? You see, this is a chocolate malt. Chocolate malt still contain chocolate. And if I ask you how much chocolate in the chocolate malt or how much chocolate in the liquid phase, just draw a tie line. Okay, this is the tie line is a bit. You shouldn't draw a tie line very long. It is must be in this region. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. So you draw the tie line, right? So 35 and then to W, sorry, it is in the green in the blue area. Draw a tie line horizontal from the left to the right. It is hitting the vertical line in here, and it is hitting the liquid line in the left. So you will have chocolate and chocolate malt. How many liquid chocolate or chocolate malt? Again, the length of total tie line, it is telling you the total mass. And the length of the liquid line is W to X axis. This is the liquid line. It is telling you the gram of the liquid or the chocolate malt. So the liquid amount, it is the line of the liquid. The line of liquid in the tie line is W to X axis divided by total length. Okay. So if I can write the formula in here, it is the liquid amount is W to X axis divided by X axis. So it is telling you the length of the liquid amount. It is the total length of the tie line. Okay. And then again, and the point here, the left and the right point telling you the composition. So X actually the composition of the liquid or the composition of the chocolate malt. You have chocolate malt. What is the composition of chocolate malt? Just draw the line down to the scale. In the chocolate malt, you still have a chocolate dissolved. And the concentration and in the liquid chocolate is around here 28. How about the chocolate? We have two
Sorry,
phases here.
sir. In my screen,
Yes.
it is written that you pause the screen.
Okay. Do you see my screen now? No? Okay, I try to share again. Okay. Okay. Can you see now?
Yes.
Okay. So the X is the composition of the first phase, it is liquid phase, and the X action is the composition of another phase, which is the solid phase. And the solid phase here, you can check going down, it is 100% chocolate. And in the liquid phase, it is chocolate malt. It still contain a chocolate dissolved in the melt. It is contain 28% of chocolate. So this is basically how you read the phase diagram. There are a lot of phase diagram for the food. There's a lot of phase diagram for the ice cream. So if you want to, if you graduate from my class, you can, scientifically evaluate some or develop some diagram for cooking, for the chefs, for ice cream. I still remember first time I'm very interested about phase diagram is when my teacher telling me the phase diagram about ice cream. So I think it is asar. It is I think it is asar time. We break for 5 minutes because we are hearing the azan. Okay, so you can drink or take some snack. Just 5 minutes, and we will be right back after 5 minutes. So you can take a drink or something. Okay, guys, the Azan is over. Now we continue to the class, to the course. Are you still there?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the first example, right? So you can search a lot of phase diagram for food and for food making. So there's always science behind that. So metallurgists or material science engineers, it is also a chef. You make something. Okay, so next, this is fun example. Now a bit, little bit serious. This is the phase diagram of iron and tin. And this is really, really important. And it is used as a guidance for metallurgists in PT Timah. You know, PT Timah is processing tin ore, producing tin, and the ore contain very high of iron. So it always produce good tin with some iron on it. It is around above the purity of the team is around 95, 97. It's the amount of iron, although it's small, for example, 5% or 10%, it is problematic. So we will discuss now. We will now evaluate the process of tin smelting, just small part of it, by using this phase diagram. Okay, everyone, I will have some question here. Okay. This is the phase diagram of tin and iron. Iron is in the left, tin is on the right. It means this is 0% of tin and this is 100% of, I will put my pointer here. Okay. 0, it is 0% of the tin. 100, it is 100% of SN. Okay. First questions, you can see in the phase diagram. Where is the location of FASN in the scale here? Of course, because it is FASN, you have 1 mole FA and then 1 mole SN. The percent of SN, the tin in the FeSN is 1 divided by 2 because you have 2 mole here. Mole of SN is 1, so it is 50%. So how about FASN2? What is the number of this? It is standing in here, right? FASN standing in the 50-50. FASN2 standing vertically in here. What is this number exactly? Can somebody help me? What is this vertical line? 50K Gojek voucher. This is FESN2. So what is the percentage of SN here? I give you the example. For FESN, it is 50%. So this is standing in here. FESN is 50. This is the 50 at 20%. How about FASN2? What is the scale here in the bottom? It is located between 60 and 70. But how much? What is the number? Somebody can help me? 50K Gojek voucher.
I think the tin will be at 33% of tin.
Here, it is between 60 and 70. How much the SN here?
The SN will be
Who is the name? So your name?
Shakil.
Okay, Shakil, how much?
33 of tin.
33?
Point 67 maybe.
What is that? Iron or
Oh, tin. Yeah.
this is between
33.
60 and 70. How much? 60.
66 of iron and 33 of.
Look, this is
that
the
right?
scale of Shakil. I will try to help you. This is
Yeah.
10% of SN. This is SN is located between 60 and 70. So it must be between that number, not 30, right?
Oh, okay. 66 of tin.
What is the exact number? I want to know the exact number. If you estimate, you can see from the scale, but I want to know the exact number.
66.
Okay, I tell you, FESN is 1 mole FA, 1 mole SN. So the percent of SN is 1 divided by mole of FA1 and mole of SN1. So 1 divided 2. Look, there's 2 here. 1 FA, 1 SN is 1 divided by 2. Is FASN2? How much? Please say your name.
I think Johannes answered in the chat. Johannes.
Okay. Johannes. Okay. How much is Johannes? see the chat? Okay. Okay. How? Okay. How you calculate? Okay. Just you get a voucher Gojek. Just email your phone number of the code, and then it is calculated from, because here you have 2 SN, right? So it is 2 divided by total number of mole. It is 1 FA plus 2 SN. So 2 divided by 3. So it's 66.67. Okay, next questions. We have a question here, quiz. Just say your name. So, okay, I prefer from here, from voice chat, okay? From voice, if you want to answer. B, Mark Oldfield. He is still blind, Phil? Okay. Look at my pointer here. This is area here. Somebody see my pointer? There is area where I put my pointer here. What is this area? Please say your name and answer, and why. PK, Gojek. Here the pointer. What is phase table in that area?
Hi, Mr. Imam.
Yes, Sabrina, okay.
Maybe FESN plus liquid,
What's
because
liquid?
this area is between the line of FESN and liquid area in the
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. Liquid too, right here. Okay. So
Yes, liquid
please,
too.
yes, please message me your in the email, the IVC email. You have the
Yes,
IVC
Mister.
email. Just
Yes.
email your number and we will. Okay.
Okay, thank you,
Okay.
Mister.
Thank you, yeah, Sabrina. Another one. How about this? Please answer the question. Some already answered, right? You cannot answer again, okay? Look at my pointer. What phase table in this region? Please answer.
Mas Imam.
Yes, your name?
My name is Alif.
Yeah, Alif.
That phase is a mixture of FESN and alpha FE.
Okay. Why?
Because
Let's see the border on the left and the right. Because?
Yes, because the border in the left and because that field you pointer in
Yes,
is between alpha FA line and FPS line.
Okay, good. Thank you. Just okay. C. If crude tin containing impurity, say the crude is at high temperature, say the temperature is 1200. For example, 5% F iron. It is in here. Look my pointer. Look my pointer. This is the location of the composition of 5% iron. 5% iron is equivalent with 95% of SN. It is in here. Say it is firstly it is fully liquid. It is called crude tin containing 5% iron, and then you cool it to 550. So the C questions, if you bring it to 50 to 550, what phase will form? Please answer.
Sir, my name is Adrian Yusuf.
Yes.
I think it's FASN plus liquid 2.
Okay, this good. Please DM me your Gojek number. Okay, look at this. This is your first liquid. Okay, what is the composition of the first liquid? How much iron? It is 5% atomic R, and down 150. It is in here. You will have FASN and FASN2. Okay, FASN is a solid. It's called hardhead, or I don't know. It's I think so. It is called hardhead. I mean, it is solid, and also you have liquid. The liquid now, the composition is in here, much lower of iron. So this is the principle of purification of iron from tin. You have here initially the crude tin containing 5% of iron, and then you cool it down. You are now in the two-phase region here, but the liquid composition now is shifting to the right. To the right meaning lower concentration of iron. Okay. So who just answered? Who is the student? Who is the name of the student who just answered my question?
Ade Muhammad Yusuf.
Yeah, Ade. Okay, it's true. You have FASN and liquid. If I ask you, what is the composition of liquid? Where it is located? Or okay, the next student. See, what are the composition? Ade already answered that if you cool it to 550, you will have FASN and liquid. FASN, yes, it is FASN, 100% FASN. How about the liquid? What is the composition of the liquid? Somebody can help me? What is the composition of the liquid? Initially, we have the liquid here, and then we cool it down to here. We have FASN and liquid. And then what is the composition of the liquid? Who can answer?
Yes, Imam.
Yes.
My name is Saiful.
Yes.
About 99% maximum.
Why?
Of it.
Why? How you calculate that? Okay, yes,
Using level rule maximum.
yeah, yes. Thank you. Just DM me your so initially you have 5% of iron, but when you cool it down, this one phase of crude separate become two phase. First phase is FASN, the second phase is liquid, and now the liquid, the composition is different from the beginning. Okay, look. Okay, sorry. So when you cool down, can you still see my? Okay. Okay, sir. Do you still see my screen, guys? Do you see my screen still? Hello?
Yes, we can see.
Yes, we can see it, sir.
Yes.
So this is around. This is around. Look at the top. I will put some dot here. Okay, small. Okay. This is the initial composition of at higher temperature. For example, in here is the initial. You go down to W, right? W is into region here. Can you see? And then tie line from the left to the right. Draw the tie line. So the composition of the solid is this one. It is FeSN. And the composition of the liquid is now on the right. It is 99% of iron. So you can see, initially the liquid contain 5% of iron, and if you pull down, you will have two phase, FeSN plus liquid 2. The liquid 2 composition is on the x-axis. It is x-axis. It is 99% of tin. So this is basically the principle of purification of crude tin. Okay, now look at this line, this liquidus line. You can see here, from 5% of iron to 0% of iron, it is from here to here, the liquidus line is decreasing significantly. Or in another word, from 100% of SN to 90, if you put iron, the liquidus temperature increase significantly. Look here, the line is like increase significantly. So here, impurity of iron in the crude tin is very problematic because small amount of iron in the tin, it can increase significantly the liquidus temperature. What it means? It means the temperature to operate or to maintain the crude tin in the liquid. If there is a small amount of iron, you need increasing. You need to put it in much higher temperature, although it is small. So that's very problematic. Or in another word, if the impurity of iron is high, the crude tin is very easy to get frozen because the liquid is higher. It means if for example, you have 5% of iron here, it will start to freeze in temperature around 900. So it is dangerous. Okay. From this slide, any questions? Actually, I still have a nice discussion about ternary diagram, but I don't have time. But I will put this should we continue next 10 minutes or should we stop? But it's up to the audience. So you can leave now because it is only 1 hour and 40 minutes. But if you don't mind, I will continue for 10 minutes. Is it okay to telling you about the ternary diagram? Okay, guys, how do you think?
Okay, sir. It's okay, sir.
Okay. Okay, now I move to the ternary diagram. What is ternary diagram? Binary, we have 2 components. Ternary, we have 3 components. In the binary, we only have A and B, and this is the binary phase diagram, or A, C. But if we combine put one component diagram, and if the vertical line is temperature, it has become a ternary diagram. This is the figure of ternary diagram. It is 3-dimensional. In the binary, we have liquidus temperature. In the liquid surface, it is like a home, and this is the roof of your home. It's like a mouse. This is the roof of the mouse. Above the roof, everything is melt. Everything is liquid. Below the roof, there is solid. So Basically, this is the ternary diagram. But we don't read or use the diagram like this. It is difficult to draw 3-dimension. Normally, we draw the ternary diagram in a 2-dimension. How it can be undertaken? Imagine you are a bird flying above this home, and then you see the roof, and then the picture of phase diagram will be like this. It's called projections. Okay, again, the vertical line is temperature here. You can see it is like a mountain. The temperature here, the height. Here, like T1 is the temperature one, or the height or the elevation. Okay, so if you see this contour, it is like this. It's like you seeing Google Earth, right? Google Earth, there is a contour of the mountain at different elevation. So this is like a mountain. So it is called also contour. People sometimes say it is liquidus contour, because this line is, again, the roof is liquidus, guys. The roof is liquidus because above the liquidus, everything is liquid. So the roof is liquidus. So therefore, it is liquidus projections. So you see the roof, so you see the liquidus from above, imagining you are a bird. So this is the contour. So it is called liquidus contour, or normally it is called just liquidus projection. This is the common liquidus projection. So you will see like this. On the right, this is the ternary diagram of SiO2, FaO3, and alumina. This is the common ternary diagram you will see in the paper, in the report. Okay. So this is the common feature. First feature is liquidus projection. What is other feature? Another feature is called isothermal sections. Okay, imagining this is a mountain, and then you cut the mountain at one level. Imagining you have the phase diagram, and then you cut at one temperature. So you will have the phase diagram like in the right. So this is the isothermal section at T2. If you cut the phase diagram at T2, you will have like this, the phase of diagram. This is at one temperature. Therefore, it's called one. It is iso. Temperature is thermal, so it's isothermal section. Okay, and then I cut again at T5. T5 is lower than T2, and then I cut again. You will have a different feature of the isothermal sections. And then I cut again below the U technique. Again, U technique is the lowest temperature, right? I will have a different feature. So there is, again, first is normally we evaluate ternary diagram in the form of liquidus projection, and secondly in the isothermal section. So now you know what is liquidus projection and then isothermal section. Now I want to show you how to read the phase diagram. Look at this triangle. This is in Indonesia it's called segitiga sama sisi. In English it's called equilateral triangle. So it is equilateral triangle. B corner meaning 100% of B, C corner meaning 100% of C, A corner meaning 100% of A. Look at point X here. It is inside the triangle of ABC. How much A, how much B, and how much C? It is easy. If you want to see B, look at the scale of B. It is moving. Look, this is B. So how much percent of B? You can moving like this is 10%, 20%. Look at see here. This is the B, right? B is here. This is 10, 2, and is 100. X, it is in here. It is 20% of B. How about C? You can see here, C is moving from left to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 40% of C. So it is 20% B, 40% C. The rest, it means A, it is 100 minus by 20 and 40. So this is the X composition. This is another way to calculate the compositions. From A, you can, if you want to calculate the concentration of B, just draw the straight line from B, crossing A, and then end up in the leg of the triangle in the right here. If you want to know the concentration of the C, draw the straight line from C, crossing X, and then end up in L. So this is the formula of how much A, how much B, and how much C. The last formula, this is very important. Why? Because sometimes inside this equilateral triangle, there is non-equilateral triangle. So we use this rule to calculate the compound. I will show you later. So this is one of the example. This is for your information. Currently, we got a project from USA, Torcon. Torcon is like startup. It is founded by the founder of TED Talk program. If you know TED Talk program, it is founded by United Kingdom guys. He invests their money, the founder of TED Talk, to Torcon and to Torcon. It is US company, and they collaborate with us to research to the molten salt system. It is a salt, molten salt. Now it has become very I don't know, interesting for some researchers in the world, because they want to build some molten salt nuclear reactor. It is the latest generation of the reactor, of the nuclear reactor, and this is the important mixture in the molten salt. The salt is containing of NEF, KF, and LEF, and this is the ternary phase diagram. If I ask you what is the lowest temperature in this phase diagram and what is the composition, you can directly see here. The lowest temperature, the lowest melting temperature is always eutectic. And eutectic here, it is 454. If I ask you, what is the composition of 454? A, what is the composition of the molten salt that gives the lowest melting temperature? You can see here, this is the lowest temperature. What is the composition? And B, what is the liquidus temperature, or what is the melting point of temperature if you have 20% KF, 20% of NIF, and 60% of KF? This is the answer. Okay, first, the lowest temperature is eutectic. E, it is located in here. Okay, it is in here. And now, what is the concentration of KF, LEF, and NF of E? You can see here. The E here, it is 1, 2, 3, 4. It is 44 KF. How about NIF? It is 1. It is around 11% of NEF, and the rest F is LEF. Secondly, what is the liquidus temperature of mixture B? B is 20% of KF, 20% of NIF, and 60% of LEF. Just plot this concentration in the triangle, it is in here, the B is in here. You can see B is located in this line. This is the liquidus line. 700 is the liquidus line. 800 is the liquidus line. Point B is located at this liquidus line. What is this? How much is this? It is 650. Look, this is 600, this is 700, this is the 650. So B, the liquidus temperature of B is 650. So this is how to read the phase diagram in terms of concentration and the liquidus. This one. The second question. I have a mixture of Cu2S, ZnS2, and SNS2. And this is the concentration of the mixture. If this concentration I bring to 670K, what phase will form? Okay, firstly, you have to draw the isothermal section at 670, and you will have like this. And then B is located in the in the yellow area. Okay. The yellow area is a triangle. It is not equilateral triangle. Okay. Because B is located in the triangle of Cu2S, ZnS, and this compound marked by one is Cu2ZnSX4. It means you will have Cu2S, ZnS, and phase number 1 here, Cu2ZnS and NS4. How much are they? This is the number. Using this kind of rule. Okay. The portion of ZnS, take the straight line from the ZnS crossing B, and then the portion of ZnS will be AX and B divided by all of the tie line. Okay, this line. This is not tie line because it is in the 3 region. I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, this is the rule how to calculate the composition inside the triangle. So this is for further study. This is very simple. My discussion here, my material so far is just very simple. It's just introduction. If you want to do more, you can study this. Okay, and if you are interested in studying the phase diagram, this is the topic that may be useful for master and doctoral program. So in ITB, I also supervise some student doing this kind of research. Okay, guys, that's all for me. Any questions? Already 2 minutes to 4. Any questions, guys? So don't forget to share your phone number project in your okay? Any questions, everyone?
Sir, I want to ask something.
Yes.
I'm Bintang from Indonesia. So I've ever seen some phase diagrams that have a changing shape, and I'm still confused how to determine expansion area on a phase diagram. Thank you.
So change the shape. What do you mean with the change the shape? Phase diagram will not changing as long as the pressure is the same, component is the same. Yes.
Wait. I
Do you have
mean,
the example you can share?
wait. Oh no. I'm using a phone.
Okay.
Oh, I ever seen ferrocarbon diagram.
Yes.
That this wait. I have some
Oh yes,
photo.
I understand now. I understand what you mean. Yes, guys, the diagram we construct here, it is equilibrium diagram. It is equilibrium diagram is diagram that it is in the final conditions. The phase you measure at a final condition, it is equilibrium. If you measure it is not in equilibrium, for example, you measure the concentrations after 5-hour experiment or 3-hour experiment, or you will have a different shape. It is not, it's called metastable phase, and it is a different shape. So yes, you true. If it is not in equilibrium, it's called metastable phase diagram. It is depends on the measurement you done. How long? If you measure the phase diagram, I mean the data, after 4 long time, it means equilibrium diagram, you will have the phase diagram like I report, or the phase diagram reported in any books. But if you don't measure or draw the phase diagram, not in equilibrium condition, in metastable condition, so you will have a lot of shapes like you asked. Is that answer your questions?
Yes, sir. So
But
how?
but you can email me your question. You can see me. You can send the figure. If you still have question, guys, everyone, because the time is over, you can send me email and I will answer the questions. Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay. I think that's all for today, and tomorrow you will have the lecture from China with Dr. Longgong, and yes, that's all, guys. And thank you very much for today class. Don't forget to fulfill the attendance. Pekka, are you still there? Okay.
Yes, I'm here. That was
How
a
is
nice
my
lecture.
how is my delivery?
It was good, and this discussion was nice. I liked it.
Okay,
So,
thank you.
well done, all together.
Okay.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Pekka. Thank you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.